Hello, class 7. So, we have been studying chapter number 6, weather, climate, and adaptation of animal. Today, we will study some new topic like effect of sun in changing climate, climate of zone of India, alpine zone, subtropical zone, arid zone. These topic we will study. But before we start, let's revise whatever we studied in previous class. Let's revise that. Okay. So it will be helpful for us to understand today's topic. So last time we studied about wind, that the horizontal air, the horizontal movement of air is called wind, and we also studied about precipitation, that precipitation is any product of the condensation of atmospheric water vapor that falls under gravity. Yes, what is precipitation? Precipitation is any product of the product of condensation of atmospheric water vapor that falls under gravity. And we also studied about atmospheric pressure. Yes, what is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is defined as the force per unit area exerted against a surface by the weight of the air above that surface. Yes, when the atmospheric pressure when the atmospheric pressure rise, it indicates the clear sky. And you know that barometer is a scientific instrument which is used to find out, to measure atmospheric pressure. Yes, and apart from these, we also studied. We had gone through the definition of climate. Yes, we had gone through definition of climate. So, what is climate? You know that climate of a place we can define as the average weather condition. Yes, what is climate? Climate is actually the average weather condition at a particular place. Yes, the climate is the average weather condition at a particular place for over a long period of time, about 25 years or more. So in short, we can say whenever we measure climate, we take the average of weather. Yes, at a particular place, we take the average of 25 years. Generally, we take the average of 25 years. Okay, isn't it amazing? And you know that if the temperature of a place is hot and for a long time and there is more rainfall, then we can say that climate is hot and wet. And if the temperature is hot for a long time but there is less rainfall, then we can say climate is hot and dry. So we studied all this. Now we are going to begin a new topic: effect of sun in changing of climate. Yes, you know that the sun revolves. The sun revolves? No, the earth revolves. Yes, the earth revolves around the sun. Yes, in fixed orbit. So the earth orbits around the sun. Yes, and you know the earth is tilted on its axis 23 degree 23.5. So the angle at which sunlight fall on the earth, it can be different. Yes, at different time it can be different, at different location it can be different, due to the earth orbit around the sun and its rotation round its tilted axis. Yes, and near the equator, near the equator, if we talk, the sun rays hit earth surface almost vertically almost all year long, cause hot and climate. Yes, so kids, for your kind information, let me tell you, near the equator, generally the sun rays fall directly. So the climate is actually for long time it becomes hot climate. Yes, where is low latitude. And at the pole, if we talk about it, at the pole, no, North Pole, South Pole, where the sunlight actually directly cannot reach. Yeah, directly sunlight cannot reach. So at the pole, high latitude, where the high latitude, sunlight hardly reaches. It causes cold climate. It causes cold climate. I hope you understood effect of sun. Yes, so you can see, I told you to effect hot. When will be the hot climate? When the sunlight will fall on the earth, directly, generally on the equator. Yes, and when the sunlight does not fall directly, then it becomes cold climate. Yes, it happens it happens at the pole, north pole, south pole. Yes, am I right? So I hope you understood. As you can see in the picture also, you can see the picture of earth. As you can see, the sunlight is falling on it. The bright part of the earth, where is the hot climate, and the dark part, you can see where is the cold climate. Because when the sunlight falls on the earth, it falls on the one part, it doesn't fall on the complete part. And um, it shows the day when the sunlight falls, and when it doesn't fall, it shows the night on another part. It's very easy to understand. Now if we talk about the climatic zone, because there are many zones in India, let's move on the next point. As you know that kids, the climate in India is very different. In Rajasthan is hot, and if you go in Jammu and Kashmir side, it will be cold, and if you will go to Chennai side, it will be wet. So climate condition in India is very different. Yes, isn't it amazing? And if we talk about the season, there are different kind of season in India: summer, winter, autumn, monsoon. Yes. So spring. So India is really a versatile country. But if you will go in other countries, you will see that there are 6 month nights, 6 month days, many time they have only summer and winter, rainy season only 3 season. Yeah, but India is really versatile, isn't it? So now let's talk about the climate zone of India. Yes, climatic area of India. So in India there are different climatic zone. Okay, mainly climate zone of India can be mainly divided into four climate zone. So alpine zone, first climatic zone of India is alpine zone, ALPINE, alpine zone. Second is subtropical zone, SUB, sub, TROPICAL, subtropical zone. And third is tropical zone, yes, TROPICAL, tropical zone. Tropical zone can be divided into two part: tropical wet zone, tropical dry zone. Okay, and arid zone. Arid zone is also okay. So these are the main zone. They are divided according to the our Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Yes, they are divided according to Tropic of Capricorn. You know, Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer is above the equator, and Tropic of Capricorn is just below the equator. Yes, and then subtropic, as you know, if you have studied in social study, you might know about Cancer, Capricorn, equator. Equator is actually 0 degree line. Yes, you know. So these are the zone: alpine zone, subtropical zone, tropical zone, arid zone. So before we study about them, let me give you a brief information about all these zones. Alpine zone actually at a high altitude. Okay, at a high altitude, like you can see alpine zone in Sikkim. Okay, in AP also. AP means Arunachal Pradesh. And subtropical zone, if we talk about subtropical zone, uh, Actually, subtropical zone are the that area of the earth bordering on the top tropic. Yes, it is the bordering on the tropic. Yeah, like Punjab, Haryana. Okay, and if we talk about the tropical zone are actually that part of the earth's surface which is between the Cancer and Capricorn. Yes. So, like Andaman and Nicobar Island, okay, a tropical zone you can see. And if we talk about arid zone is actually you can say it can be characterized by high temperature, yes, and low rainfall, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, okay. So before we study about all these zones, let me tell you one more thing. It's these climate zone are not given in your book. Okay, means you no need to learn in detail. Yes, you just learn their name. Just learn their name. Okay, there are four climate zone in India: alpine zone, subtropical zone, tropical zone, arid zone. Just learn four name. You no need to learn in detail. Okay, I am just showing you just for your information. Okay, I hope you understood. They are not given in detail in your book, so we will just get a information. Okay, let's move on the next point. Okay, so let's try to understand first zone, alpine zone. So, what is alpine zone? Alpine zone can be experienced at high altitude of the Himalaya. Yeah, if you will go to Himalaya, you will experience it. Actually, alpine zone is a type of natural area. Yes, where there is no tree. Yes, because you know that at high altitude there is no tree. It is very cold and very windy. Yes, so um, it is covered with snow throughout the year. So alpine zone is actually snow area which is covered with snow throughout the year. So alpine zone is a type of natural region that does not contain trees because it is at a high altitude, which is it cold and windy to support tree growth. Okay. So I hope that alpine zone. There are many alpine zone in India. Like if we talk about the alpine zone uh, in India, which are the state, which state, Indian state that lie in the alpine zone are J&K, yes, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, HP, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, AP, Arunachal Pradesh. So these are the alpine zone. You know that generally everywhere is tree you can see, but everywhere is not snow throughout the year. But in some part, not all the part of India, in some part where throughout the year you can see the snow, where there is no tree, as you can see in the picture also, that area is known as alpine zone. Okay, so alpine zone can be experienced at high altitude. Yes, and it is covered with snow throughout the year, like Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and which does not contain any tree. So it was all about alpine zone. Now let's talk about next zone, which is subtropical zone. Let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now let's talk about next zone, subtropical zone. Okay, so subtropical zone are the regions of the earth bordering on the tropic. Yes, bordering on the tropic. Tropic means Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, just north of the Tropic of Cancer or just south of the Tropic of Capricorn. Yeah. So subtropical zone are the region of the earth bordering on the north of the Tropic of Cancer or south of the Tropic of Capricorn. that area, north of the Tropic of Capricorn or south of the Tropic of, sorry, north of the Tropic of Cancer and south of the Tropic of Capricorn. These are the area. This zone is known as subtropical zone. Okay, so in subtropical zone, what happens? You know that in alpine zone, it's snow throughout the year. Yes, as I already explained, that in alpine zone, snow throughout the year. But in alpine zone, what? Sorry, but in subtropical zone, what? In subtropical zone, summer are hot and wet. Yes, summer it's a very hot and wet, and winter it's very cold and dry. Yes, when summer very hot and dry. In cold, in winter very cold. And rainfall is quite common. Yes, usually rainfall occurs. It means you can see forest area in this zone. Yes, lot of trees you can see. Yeah. A subtropical zone, which state are included in subtropical zone? Yes, there are many states like Punjab, Haryana, UP, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar, West Bengal, MP, Madhya Pradesh. So these are the area of subtropical zone. Yes, these are the area of subtropical zone. Yes, so it was all about subtropical zone. So remember kids, subtropical zone is actually the area of, near the bordering of tropic. Near the bordering of tropic means north of the tropic Cancer, south of the tropic of Capricorn. And generally in summer it's very hot and dry. In winter very cold and dry, and the rainfall is quite common. If rainfall is occur, mm, mm, then we can say that it will be a green area. Yes, and you know that Punjab, Haryana, MP, UP, West Bengal, they are actually little bit, you have seen they are in green area zone. Okay, now let's talk about the next topic. Let's move on this. Okay, kids, now let's talk about the tropical zone. Next zone is tropical zone. So we talk about alpine zone and subtropical zone. Now tropical zone. So tropical zone can be divided into two categories: tropical wet zone and tropical dry zone. Yes, am I right? Tropical wet zone and tropical dry zone. So tropical zone is actually the part between Cancer and Capricorn. Yes, it is the part between Cancer and Capricorn. Yes, so tropical zone are the part of the Earth's surface between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. And if we talk about the in tropical wet monsoon zone, the average temperature is normally does not fall below 18 degrees Celsius and higher than average rainfall. And if we talk about the tropical wet zone, these are actually Kerala coast, Karnataka coast, Goa, and northern part of uh, Konkan and Andaman and Nicobar, Iceland. These are actually tropical wet zone. And if we talk about the dry zone, then in dry zone rainfall is not so common. Yeah, but in tropical wet zone rainfall is common, but the temperature is never fall below 18 degrees Celsius. Yes, in tropical zone, tropical wet zone and tropical dry zone, there are two zone. Yes, remember kids that tropical zone is the area between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. And in tropic wet zone the temperature never go below 18 degrees Celsius, and there is high average rainfall you can see. But in dry zone rainfall is not common. Yes, you will not see rain too much. I hope you understood. It's very easy. Now, if we talk about the arid zone, Which is the arid zone? Let's see. Let's move on the next point. Okay, arid zone. Arid zone is actually characterized by high temperature and low rainfall. Yes. Where is the high temperature? You know that in Rajasthan, Gujarat is high temperature and low rainfall. So we can say that it is the arid zone. So the arid region, arid area lies in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, Haryana, AP. AP means Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, sometime in Maharashtra also. So, and if we talk about the temperature in summer, the temperature is as high as 15 degrees Celsius in summer. Yes, it was all about arid zone. So I hope that you understood all four zone. All so there are four climatic zone: alpine zone, subtropical zone, and tropical zone, and arid zone. So what is alpine zone? What is alpine zone? You know that alpine zone can be experienced at a high altitude of the Himalayas. Yes, alpine zone is a type of natural region that does not contain trees because it is a highland altitude which is too cold and windy. And Indian state that lie in alpine zone, which are the Indian state in alpine zone: Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. If we talk about subtropical zone, then we can say that subtropical zone are the region of the earth bounding on the tropic, means just north of the tropic of Cancer or just south of the tropic of Capricorn. In subtropical zone, summer are not hot in subtropical zone. Summer are too hot and wet, and winter too cold and dry. Rainfall is quite common. You can see trees in subtropical zone like Punjab, Haryana, UP, Odisha, Bihar. And if we talk about the tropical zone is the part between the surface between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, where the temperature does not go below 18 degrees Celsius. Yes. So, and arid zone, in arid zone temperature is too high but less rainfall, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, where temperature is as high as 15 degrees Celsius in summer. So I hope you understood all this topic. Now let's study about the adaptation of animal. Let's move on the next point. Okay, let's study the new topic. As you can see on the screen, climate and adaptation of animals. So I am reading it. Please pay attention. So climate has a profound effect on all living organisms. Yes, climate has a very huge effect on organisms because according to climate, animals adapt the condition. Yes, adaptation can be defined as what do you mean by adaptation? Adaptation can be defined as the modification of all living organisms. Yes, modification of all living organisms on its paths in order to make it more fit for survival under changed environment condition. Yes, or we can also say that the adjustment shown in the structure, physiology, behavior, yes, of an organism to change environmental condition is referred as adaptation. Yes, you know, according to the climate, animals adapt the condition. Yes, their physiology they change, their structure they change their behavior. You know, in just like we human being, in winter we eat different things, in summer we eat different things, in winter we wear different clothes, summer we wear different clothes. Why? Because we try to adapt, we try to change our structure, physiology, behavior. Yes. Yes. So in the same way it happens with animals. Yes, animals living in a very cold climate and very hot climate should have special feature to protect them from heat and cold. Yes, that's why they have different features to protect them. Yes, okay. Animals living in cold climate and area, they have different features, different characteristic, different structure, different physiology, different behavior. And the animals which live in hot climate area, they have different structure, they also have different physiology, they also have different behavior. Yes. So remember kids, what do you mean by adaptation? What do you mean by adaptation? Adaptation is the adjustment of structure, physiology and behavior uh, according to the environmental condition. Yes, it is known as adaptation. Yes, what is adaptation? Adaptation is the actually the adjustment shown in the structure, physiology or behavior according to the change in environment condition. It is referred as adaptation. And one more definition is adaptation can be defined as the modification of all living organisms. Yes, modification of all living organisms on its part in order to make it more fit for survival under change environmental condition. Yes, so it's all about adaptation definition. Okay. So we can say that there are two type of adaptation. Yes, there are two type of adaptation. Let's study. Let's move on the next point. So it's adaptation. There are two type of adaptation, as you can see on your screen. First is behavioral adaptation. Second is structural adaptation. Yes, there are two type of adaptation: behavioral adaptation, structural adaptation. So adaptation usually occur over a long period of time. Yes, adaptation usually occur over a long period of time. First is behavioral adaptation. What do you mean by behavioral adaptation? Moving of animal in large group is called behavioral adaptation. Yes, moving of animal in a large group is called behavioral adaptation. You know that many animals live together, like sheep, goat, the birds, they live in together. Yes, this their behavioral, their adaptation is known as behavioral adaptation. Okay. Let me again tell you, you will not remember, you will not try to memorize climatic zone of India. Okay, you will not try to memorize in detail about climatic zone of India. Okay, you no need to learn. I already told you, but let me tell you, I'm again telling you. Okay, so moving of animal in a large group is called behavioral adaptation, and it helps to protect the group member from predators. Yes, when all the animals or birds, they stay together, it help them, and they can, it protect them from predators, means their killer. That's why, you know, you have might have seen the bird, they go during migration in V shape. Yes, they go in a group, they fly in a group. Now let's talk about the structural adaptation. So structural adaptation means the changing in body structure of animal is called structural adaptation. Yes, changing in body of animal is called structural adaptation. Yes, it will protect them against cold weather. You know, that's why different birds have different body. Uh, like some birds have hook-like shape, uh, shape, and some have long neck, some have long feet, some can easily fly, some have long fur. So different birds have the bill on the bird, the fur on a polar bear. You know, polar bear have long fur. So their structure is different. Yes, they have, their structure is different. So the change in body structure of animal is known as structural adaptation. And what is behavioral adaptation? Moving of animal in a large group. Okay. In next class, we will talk about polar region, polar bear, and we will also study about penguin and different type of animals. Okay, next class we will study all about them. Now let's it's time to ask question from you. Let's move on the last point. Okay, it's time to ask question from you. Question number one. Write the four zone of India. Yes, write the four climate zone of India. Yes, which are the four climate zone of India? Do you know which are the four climate zone? Yes. So the four climate zone of India, we all know that alpine zone, subtropical zone, tropical zone, and arid zone. Yes, alpine zone, number one, alpine zone, number two, subtropical zone, number three, tropical zone, and number four is arid zone. And we know that alpine zone is actually that zone where the snow throughout the year, where is no tree. But in subtropical zone, you will see the rain, common rain, which is actually just north of the Tropic of Cancer and just south of the Tropic of Capricorn. And in summer in subtropical zone too hot, and in winter too cold. And if we talk about the tropical zone, we know though it is the area between the Capricorn and Cancer, where the temperature is never below 18 degrees Celsius. And arid zone, you know, the arid zone is characterized by high temperature and high rainfall. Yes. And define adaptation. So what do you mean by adaptation? So there are two definitions. First is adaptation can be defined as the modification of all living organism on its part in order to make it more fit for survival under changed environmental condition. Second is the adjustment shown in the structure, physiology, behavior of an organism to change the environment condition is referred as adaptation. Okay, I hope you understood. Now, next question. Question number three is write the effect of the sun in changing environment. Yes, what are the effect of sun in changing of climate? Sorry, write the effect of the sun in changing of climate. So, can you tell me which are the effect of the sun in changing of climate? Yes, so we know that sun, earth revolve, rotate and revolve around the sun, we know it. And you know that sunlight fall on the earth at different time, at different location, and the amount of the sunlight is different at different location. Yes. And you know, at the and at and near the equator, low altitude, the sun rays hit earth's surface almost vertically, and it causes hot climate at equator. But if we talk about at the poles, where the sunlight cannot hit directly, so the sunlight hardly reaches, cause cold climate. Yes, it causes cold climate. So I hope you understood. Now we'll meet in next class. Till then, bye bye.